What's going on with y'all, man? It's your boy DMV Hoodz and News, and who we got right here?
What's up, y'all? DMV's own Skitta right here, man. Shout out DMV Hoodz and News, man. We getting it.
All right, man. That's a unique name right there. Where'd you get that name from, man?
What's crazy is I didn't even come up with the name. My uncle, he gave me that name as soon as he seen me in the hospital born. So he the one who gave me that name and became a family name. So I started rapping. I was like, I don't know what type of name to come up with. So my brother was like, man, why don't you use that name? Everybody call you that. Like my own family, they don't even call me by my real name. They call me that.
Damn. Hold up. You said your uncle gave you your name in the hospital?
Yeah, like when he came to visit me when I was born in the hospital, he said as soon as he seen me, it just popped out. He just said it out his mouth.
Dang, that's crazy. That's crazy. So tell me about yourself, man. Where you from?
I'm from PG County. I've been moving all around, but I like to call Suitland, Maryland home.
Suitland, Maryland. What particular part?
Close by Shady Side.
Shady Side, that area? Okay. Coming from DC, it's always been like, bickering back between DC and Maryland artists and stuff like that. But Suitland is not one of them areas which you would say, okay, that's soft. That's not a soft area. Like, especially you grew up in the Shady Side, Rushtown area, like that one little community. I'm very familiar with that area. I've done previous interviews in that area, and it's a little spooky. Home Ave was down the street at one point, so I'm very familiar with that area. Tell me, like, your life growing up in Suitland. You know what I'm saying, for the most part.
So what's crazy is the reason I call Suitland home because I done moved in multiple places in PG, Fort Washington, Upper Marlboro, Landover, but Suitland, I moved Suitland 4 times.
Right.
Suitland, so like I move, come back, move, come back, move, come back. So Suitland always been home, Houston Street in particular, close in the Rushtown part. I got that one street. Back then, I had a number of family living on that street. I had a aunt living right there, an aunt across the street. I had my cousins up the street. You know what I'm saying? So it's always
been back and forth. You always been back. But you said you grew up all over PG County.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What was the reason why you moved all over the place?
Hey, moms, man.
I know.
You ain't got no say so when it's time to move. It's time to
go.
Yeah.
You be like, man, I made some friends.
Yeah, it's like, damn,
I gotta go again. Like,
whole new part, new schools. Like, damn, man.
But all your friends, your childhood friends, was always in Suitland. Like everybody, your family, everybody was.
Well, mainly family. Family is straight Suitland. That's so that's what. But as far as friends, that's always in the different areas in each school I went to.
Right. Exactly. So yeah, you know what I'm saying. Would you say you had a rough upbringing, or would you say it was a fair upbringing?
It was, I ain't gonna say we struggled a lot. It was a mixture back and forth. You was
back and forth. 1 minute you in Landover, you in the trenches, and when you in Suitland, the next minute you in Upper Marlboro, Fort Washington. So
I'm trying to tell you, and it ain't like I was one of them kids where I get whatever I want. Mom's just, strictly look, I'm working, only way you get what you want is if you doing great in school. Other than that, I don't got the money to keep getting you whatever you want. Nah, you got to show me something.
I always tell somebody, like, even with somebody that lives in a better neighborhood, you might live in a better neighborhood, but you might be still messed up because your mother might be spending all her money
on that house
just to keep you out of trouble. You know what I'm saying? So you're like, she might be paying, she got a decent job, but she probably paying $3,500 a month just to make sure she don't move you back down in the trenches. You know what I'm saying?
You don't know none of that.
And you don't know none of that. You be like, damn, I ain't got no money. You know what I'm saying? Like, mom never buy nothing for me. You know what I'm saying? Of course she can move you back down Southeast or Suitland or whatever. And, you know what I'm saying? And you could get whatever you want probably, or get more than what you're getting. You know what I'm saying? So people don't know that though. But now that's good to know about you. You know what I'm saying? So tell me like the beginning of your music, like your music journey and stuff like that.
I started rapping at age 10 years old.
10.
Yeah, age 10. So before I started rapping, I had a brother. Shout out my big brother V-Nail. We got a group called G Writers. But before it was him and my cousin. And what's crazy is we always loved hip hop, but we never thought about actually rapping. Like hip hop was our life till one day my mother came to them and they was like, "You want to rap?" And looking around like, "Yeah, we'll give it a try." So next thing you know, she met this lady by the name of Jane Jackson Harley, and her father is a big radio personality back in the day. His name is Hal Jackson, so he put people on like Fantasia, Alicia Keys, putting their songs on the radio back then. So. Working with her, I ain't gonna lie, it's a blessing. So she was doing pageants, working with girls, actors, modeling, all up at Howard University. So took us up there, my brother and my cousin, they ain't really work out. And one day, the lady, Jane Jackson Holland, she just looked at me. She was like, he gonna be the one. He gonna be the next one in the group. So my mother, she was like, you ready? I was like, hell yeah. I used to watch them practice and everything the whole time. I ain't saying nothing, but I'm like, damn, I want to do that. Damn, I want to do that. So when I got my time, it's like, you know, in the early stages, my brother was writing for me from about age to age 10 to 16. So by the time I was 16, he was like, look, you know, that's it. I'm not doing it no more for you. So I was trying stuff here and there between the ages, but strictly, he was like, 16, I'm not doing it no more for you. Right. So that's how I got my start.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. So, what year range? I don't want to expose your age or nothing.
I ain't got no problem with that. I started rapping.
Yeah,
I
but you know,
say like 2002, 2003.
So you probably you was like 10 years old, 2002, 2003, right? Yeah. So like, so at that time, you know, that was Go-Go City back in the day. You know what I'm saying? It was just strictly Go-Go. Anything else was lame. And you was a child artist. Like you was an artist as a child, right?
I know.
Yeah. So and then you growing up, 15, 16, you still kind of in the peak of the Go-Go era in a way. You know what I'm saying? Till like the mid late 2010s and stuff like that. So like, you know, how was that a struggle for you? You know what I'm saying? As an artist, where you growing up in a city where Go-Go was more of a priority than music.
Well, see, luckily with me, I was, at a young age, I was so tapped into hip-hop that at that young age, I wasn't really worried about because, you know, you don't really know what's going on. At the age of 10, you don't really know what's going on between hip-hop and go-go. So I was just so tapped into hip-hop that I really wasn't even worried about, you know, what the stigma was until you get older, into them teens, 15, 16, 17. Then, you know, you start getting around older people, you start hearing. But around that time, I was just straight in hip-hop. You know, we was going to New York performing places, going to LA, you know, going to Atlantic City. You know, my mother, she put everything she could into it, you know, to show us something different, you know, and that's why I'm still doing it to this day. But around the time 15, 16, that's when you start hearing like, what, nigga, you rap. If you ain't in rapping and go-go, then it's like, we ain't trying to hear that.
I tell it to this day. I tell this story all the time, and I remember one time, you know, at one point I had a passion to make music too, you know what I'm saying, to rap too. I wasn't really too good of a rapper, but if I kept practicing, I'd probably been decent, you know what I'm saying? I tell it like it is, so, like I remember one time we was freestyling in the classroom, 10th grade, it was like, you know, I'm telling my age, man, it was like 2005, and I just remember this girl just jumped out and we rapping to like a Dipset beat or something. And this girl, she was like one of the popular girls in school, and she was like with the girl groups and stuff. And she was just like, ugh, y'all rap, y'all corny. Why don't y'all play for a go-go band? Like, and you know what crazy? You know that made me want to go play for a go-go band. And I was like, all right, cool. I'm rapping a go-go band. You know what I'm saying? So like, you know, after that, I was just like, you know, that's how much we the people that was freestyling and rapping in school, we was looking at the corny ones. Now is the bad day. Now is like the reverse with the new generation. Is like, okay, you still listen to go-go, you kind of corny or you outdated.
I say it all the time. It all depends on your passion, man.
Yes.
Because back then, that's all I did. You know, I didn't really tell people in school I rap because I was like, man, I don't want these niggas to know I rap. But to me, back home, that's all it was. Straight hip-hop, writing, practicing, back to school writing, practicing. That's the main reason why, you know, I got in trouble school and here and there, but my mother was all, she knew what to say. Like, it got to a point, she's like, I ain't whooping you no more. Either you get it straight or I'm taking this rapping away. And once I heard that, I was, oh yeah, let me get on my stuff. Yeah. I was so in tune with hip hop, you know. That's the main thing I really cared about. You know, I love go-go, but hip-hop, that's my number one.
Right, that's your number one. Yeah. And now you see the DMV, in the DMV area, you see rap is the priority right now. Before I get to the next question, how do you feel about the DMV rap scene and like the music scene and stuff like that?
I know a lot of people got their say-sos about that, but me personally, I'm loving it. Yeah, I know it get the stigma, DMV, don't support each other, and we can't, but if you look at it, it's consistent artists. You got Wale, you got Trill, you got Glizzy, you got Logic, you got Phil Day, you got Jazz Swerve, you got Big Flock, we had Guno, we got Rico Nasty, like Money Ma, like it keep going on, you know, till No Savage, you know what I'm saying? It just keep going on. So people can say what they want, but if you really paying attention to the hip hop scene, it's steady growing and growing and growing.
Right. Nah, facts. But you know the thing is though, you have a flow that's outside the DMV flow. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You're more of a lyricist. You spit more bars and stuff like that. And we're this free car, drill rap, street rap, you know what I'm saying, is real more popular. You know what I'm saying? DC, PG County, and the areas around it. Like, how do you feel about that? And what distinguishes you from, like, what can distinguish you while trying to gain population in the DMV?
About the DMV flow, me personally, you know, I don't knock it, you know, because at the end of the day, that genre of DMV flow is separating this from itself. It's not the same thing as Wale, Trail, Glizzy and them, so they creating their own sound. Me personally, you know, some of it I like, some of it I don't like, but me personally, I work so hard. Like, I learned from the era of separate yourself, don't sound like the next person. That's why I say I was always in tune with hip hop, because hip hop, you know, back then that was a real #1 rule. You better not sound like me, or it's gonna be a problem. You like, you don't sound like somebody else, you're gonna be corny. So I don't knock the DMV flow, but me, I work so hard to separate myself from it, so that I don't want to really be too included to it.
Right. Yeah. Do you want to be, side question right here, do you want to be known as an artist from the DMV, or do you want to be a DMV artist? Because I think there's a distinction from that. You know, you have some artists like IDK, Corday, they're from the DMV. Wale,
I forgot to mention
but
that.
but you could, like, you put Wale, like, you could put Wale. Wale is like the head honcho of the DMV rap scene. But you know what I'm saying? Some people argue if he's a DMV artist, or he's an artist from the DMV that blew up, or like a Rigo Nasty, she's an artist that's from the DMV. She's straight grew up in Landover and Suitland. You know what I'm saying? And she blew up. But do you consider her like an artist from the DMV? Even Corday, even, you know who's the biggest the person, and we seen his grind in person, and nobody realized how in tune he was Logic. People don't even realize, like, he's straight out, like, I know, you know, people,
Mo County.
He's straight out of Mo County, but people used to see him in the rap, in the rap performances, paying for slots, all that stuff.
Even before he went by Logic.
Yeah, before he went by Logic. People seen him on the grind.
Exactly.
I mean, he was rapping on go-go beats and all that stuff.
Exactly.
And he really blew up as a global star. You know what I'm saying? Global star. And, you know, it's like people don't really give, like, if you blow up, it's like a yin and a yang. If you cater to the DMV, you only get to a certain level. But if you blow up outside the DMV doesn't give you no love as they do. So what would you rather be? Or do you think there's a balance to it?
I mean, honestly, I do think it's a balance to it, because if you look at, like, let me give credit where credit due. Like, I give credit to Wale. Like, before Wale, we didn't really have nobody. You know, you had, you know, people, what's their name?
Oi Boys.
Oi Boys and
Farmers.
I can't forget I forgot their name, but shout out them. I give Wale the credit, because, you know, he opened the doors. But like before Wale, it was really nobody up there. The biggest person from the DMV was Chuck Brown. But when Wale came, in its early stages, we paid attention to it, but then I want to say when he got with Ross, that's when the floodgates really opened up. So I agree. So I give Wale his credit.
I really agree.
Yeah, I give Wale his credit on that, because I feel like once Ross got with him, a lot of people in the industry was like,
what's going on?
Ross, Wale, like, what's over there? Next thing you know, we start seeing Trail grinding it out, You know, it took him a while to get signed, but he was grinding it out on that underground scene. Next thing you know, you got Shy Glizzy coming out. So me personally, you know, I feel like it's a balance to it, because the thing with Wale, a lot of people are like, well, he from here, but me personally, I'm like, it don't really matter where he's from. He opening the doors for us. With Trail's more of a, you know, street artist, you know, someone that can connect to the people on the underground, you know, who really live in that life. So I feel like Trail, Glizzy, and them, they get that love, because, you know,
they get more
mainly
love.
The DMV is like, you know, it's known to be rougher here in certain areas than it is known for anything else. So I feel like certain artists like that get that love. But
yeah,
I think people like Wale and Logic, you know, it's beautiful to see what they're doing, but I don't feel like a lot of people is really tapped into their music and what they can bring.
Yeah, I think more people tapped into Wale, but nobody shows love to Logic. I think a lot of people don't even know he's from out here. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I know he from out here because I remember him on the grind. I remember him down U Street, Pure Lounge, Tacoma Station. Like, people don't really give Logic his credit, but he was really on the grind, taking the train to these performances. Like,
signed to Raheem Devon and them, you know?
Yeah, like. People don't really give him his props and stuff, but like, yeah, I do agree there's a balance, but at the same time, it's very hard to get that balance. You know what I'm saying? When you get the support from the DMV and outside the DMV, because I feel like some rappers, they so cold on being the biggest artist in DC and Maryland that they don't focus on the outside of that. They don't realize that they got 1 million views. They can go tour. They can do a small show with 200, 300 people.
And that's the thing. Another thing about Wale and Logic, like, if you tap into the hip hop scene, you seen what they was doing, but you seen they had to leave. They had to go somewhere else. Trail, Glizzy and them, they had they big following enough to where people on the outside wanted to know what's up with them, and that's how they got the break off.
Facts.
But Wale and Logic, I felt like they had to leave.
I agree. Nah, I definitely agree. Okay, so you linked up with Chris Gotti of Murderinc?
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah.
How's that relationship like, man? How'd y'all link up?
So how I got that in 2017. I was just sitting at home scrolling through my phone. That's all I'm on doing, social media, looking for shows, looking for beats, looking for stuff. So I seen he was up in Martini's holding the show, and so I called my brother around the time. I was like, "Hey, Scotty gonna be here? You know, you trying to do the show?" And he was saying something. I think he said he had to work or something. So for some reason he couldn't do it. Fast forward years later, I want to say it's like 2020 during the time of COVID. I seen they start holding a freestyle competition. So I was like, damn, I missed that chance in 2017. Let me tap in. I didn't win the first one, so I was like, nah, I gotta tap back in. I won that one. Then I won the second one. Then I won the third one. So that's how I got my Adventures music deal, because I won the freestyle competition 3 times. And then finally, when things opened back up, he held a show in DC, and his nephew introduced me into him. So I was practicing for months, practicing, because I'm like, I got to put on a great first impression. So once I did that, and he seen it, he was like, I'm rocking with you. I'm rocking with you.
What was the biggest advice that he gave you?
The biggest advice he gave me, but the one thing I like about Gotti, when he come in, put on these shows, he sit there and talk first. He talk to the crowd first to give you his experiences, what he went through, the should do's and should not do. So the biggest thing he say, if you out here, you living, outside of the music, you living what you living, you can't do both. You want to be successful in that, you got to focus strictly on that. So focus strictly on your craft, and
I highly agree with that.
Put 100% into it. And then we had a show in Hampton, VA at Charm Lounge, and after the show, me and him was talking, and he looked me directly in my eyes. He was like, "Look, I see it in you. You got it. When I come to these shows and you on stage, I see you got something that make people stop what they doing and tune in what you doing. You just got to stay consistent at it, stay focused at it." So that's how I knew I was on the right path.
Right. I highly agree. I highly agree with that, because I think that's the downfall of the DMV. People can't go in and out. You know what I'm saying? We just talked about Free Money Mob, Free Credit Murder, free all of them, Savage, all of them. I don't pick up. All their situations. I hope they get out all their situations peacefully and sound right. But at the same time, though, I just feel like, I wouldn't say I just feel like they had one step in, one step out. I just know me for a fact, if I'm getting thousands of dollars in streams, if I'm, at least enough for me to financially take care of myself, and I have fans and stuff like that, and I learn to market myself a lot better, you know what I'm saying? I feel like I could definitely get out that joint. You know what I'm saying? I can get out. I don't have to resort to the streets. And I feel like a lot of rappers.
That's the whole point. That's what you work for in the first place. And now that you got it, man, it's in your face. You got to put 100% into
it. Yeah. You was speaking about this too. You was saying that you went to other places outside the DMV. You know what I'm saying? How was that experience? Like, do you get more support do you feel like you get more support out of town than you do out here, or how do you feel?
I feel like. I feel like it's a balance. It's all in the listener. You know what I'm saying? I can perform here at the open mic here. At a big show here. You got some people that'll sit there and give you the stuck face. You got some people that's going to rock and bob with you, and you got some people that's not going to bob with you on stage. But after you come off stage, they'll let you know what it is. So, like I said, when I was younger, my mom, we was dealing with James Jackson Harley. You know, we went to New York performing at Cotton Club, Sugar Shack, Apollo's. We went to Atlantic Cities. You know, we went to LA's. You know, performing at press conferences and all that. But you know, this recent past year, I just went to South by Southwest with my manager. Shout out DJ the Kid Quest. You know, and that right there, that was my first time ever going there, and it was such a beautiful experience. I got to meet Sauce Walker. I got to meet TSF De Niro. He signed to Sauce Walker. I got to meet Gorilla Zoe. Shout out my man, Young Chris the Artist. He introduced me to Gorilla Zoe.
I don't care what nobody say. Gorilla Zoe from out here. He been more go-go's than me. He from out here. He an honorable DMV nigga now.
That's what I'm saying. Somebody from the DMV, Young Chris the Artist, introduced me to him while we was down there. So, you know, him, my manager, DJ the Kid Quest, he introduced me to somebody that's connected to Big X the Plug. So you know, I'm performing on same stages as Big X. So it's like, man, it's just a blessing, you know, to come out here, and then not even just about who you might meet, man. It's the opportunity, you know what I'm saying? I went down there, and it's an area called 6th Street blocked off. Everybody just walking in the street. I'm promoting here, promoting there. Somebody performing there, performing there, and you know, you never know who you might meet. Like, I'm not sure if anybody familiar with Ray Daniels, but he's a big figure in the industry, you know. And that was crazy is that morning I was just looking at his interview he had with Benny the Butcher. And while I'm on 6th Street, what I see him right there in the building. I'm like, that's crazy. I was like, I gotta go over there and introduce myself, man. So it's like, for any artist, it's heaven. And then, you know, once you do your research, you know, any big artist will tell you, if you want to be an artist, you got to be at South by Southwest. You got to be at any show in Miami or LA, you know, them hip hop shows. You got to get out there. And then recently, after that, I went to Bike Week down Myrtle Beach. So that was a good blessing too. Shout out DJ Gracie Grace. She put on me a show with DJ Chuck T. He's a real big DJ down in the Carolinas. You know, he used to work with Cash Money, and he's familiar with the baby, and so he got a good voice that you would want to listen to. Right. So, you know, and he tapped in with me. He was like, I rock with your songs, you know, keep doing what you're doing. So if any artists out there, get on the road, man. Don't just stay stuck here. You know, if you can get that support here, that's great, but you still got to capitalize off of it and get out there so they can see you.
I agree. I highly agree. Okay, so what thing is this? And I have a spin-off question with that. Do you rather? Because I know right now you have a distribution right now, but would you rather stay signed or would you stay independent? And what's the reason why? Because there's like, you have the risk and then you have the reward. So you know, you might sign a deal. It might be a fucked up deal. You might still be broke in your deal, but the networking might be hit different. You know what I'm saying? The opportunity to blow up is different. You know what I'm saying? You might be dead broke. You probably in a 3-contract deal with no money from your royalties or your or whatever, but you on tour, you making at least about $20,000-$30,000 a show minimum. You know what I'm saying? You might be all right. You might be in a better situation than you was last year. You know what I'm saying? Whereas you stay independent, you got to put up money to do your own show, put up money for your own studio time, for everything to brand yourself. So what would you rather do?
See, that was actually going to be my answer right there, because I feel like everybody trying to ride this stay independent, don't sign a deal wave, but it's like, some people, you gotta be real with yourself. If you ain't got the money to stay independent, then in the long run, you're gonna be assed out. You gonna be stuck. So me personally, I'm like, whichever comes. Like, if I get that big enough buzz to the point where I don't need to sign a deal, I'll take that. But if I get some label that's like, yeah, we see something in you, we wanna, I'll take that. Because at the end of the day, you know, I done heard multiple people say, Ross said, you know, I done worked through a bad deal, but at the end of the day, I still worked it to the point where it worked in my favor. I got the networking contacts. I got the fame enough to the point where I know how to capitalize off that fame.
Young Thug said the same thing. He said he had the worst deal ever in history. Yeah. He signed a deal where he owed money.
And it's a lot of artists like that. But at the end of the day, some artists know how to look at the better side of that messed up deal. They know how to look at it to the point where it's like, okay, my deal messed up, but if I put in that grind, put in that work, I might get a big enough fan base where to the point where I can get this show money. I can get this show money to where, say, like, if they drop me, I got enough show money. I got enough fan base to where I can put a good project out, put some marketing behind that, and that'll be the start of it all, to where another label might want to come to me and offer me a better deal. Or, you know, you might grind it out enough and make enough show money to the point where you don't need to sign a deal. You know, you got that fan base to keep you up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. And then a little spin off to that, man. You know, because, you know, speaking of that, you know, paying for the producers, studios, and stuff like that, what is that process like, though?
Well, with me, luckily for me, I'm tapped into some good producers to the point where they ain't charging, like they ain't busting your heads for prices. You got to tap in with the producers, have conversations. If they got a price where you can't get, hey, move on to the next one. You got to keep moving. That's the one thing about this industry. You got to keep moving, keep finding. But the producers I tapped in with, Gotti for real, DJ Tree Gotti, Phil Tyler, Tello Beats, Wishmaster, all of them, they work with me. You know what I'm saying? Gotti for real, he didn't work with Lil Durk, Lil Pump, Fat Trail, to produce tracks for Master P, but he still see to the point where I ain't up there to the point where, but he ain't busting my head for prices and all that. You know what I'm saying? So, and then some producers, you gotta work some deals out. And some might be like, hey, well, let me get a piece of this song. Let me get some, let me get some royalties off that. It's all in how you work. You know what I'm saying? I heard who was some, I can't think of their name, but Jay-Z, he said, would you rather own 100% of nothing or half of something? So it's all in how you work. You know what I'm saying? It's business at the end of the day.
I agree. I have a question. Okay, so you're more like on a hip hop side as an artist, but labels mostly want, like, how can I break this down? They want hit songs. You know what I'm saying? Now you got exceptions. You got Benny the Butcher and stuff like that, like where they spit raw, gritty, old school hip hop, like, you know what I'm saying, and they still have a strong fan base in that. You know what I'm saying? But it's a very rare situation in those clauses. So, like, how would you, like, say, is that, like, for, like, hypothetically, you get signed to a label, and they want hits out of you, though. You know what I'm saying? Because I see a lot of battle rappers. They're very popular battle rappers. They can't make a hit to save their day. You know what I'm saying? Or you see a rapper that know how to freestyle. It's an artist out here. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say who it is, but motherfucker, one of the best rappers out here, but can't make a hit to save their day. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say who it is, but they very talented, but can't make a hit to save their day. But they can definitely get on Instagrams and bust out a freestyle and do that motherfucker, but they cannot make a hit. So what do you think you need to do? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you gotta look at people like it's the people like J. Cole's, the Kendricks. They really tapped into the hip hop side, but they know how to make hits with theirs. You know what I'm saying? Like Kendrick with the Not Like Us. If you really pay attention to Kendrick back then, like early 2005, Kendrick wouldn't been who he is right now, because back then it was more about bars and that hit stuff right now. But right here in this era where the music kind of changed and most people sounding like most people, they at a lane where they separated themselves and they can make hits. So it's all in you and what you want to do and what you put your energy into. Because if you put all of your energy into straight freestyling, that's exactly what you're gonna be. If you want to put all your energy into spitting straight bars, that's gonna be your lane. But you got some people who like, I'm a dabble here, dabble here. That way, when it all come together, it's what it is. It's a hit. So I feel like I'm the type of, I ain't gonna say I feel like, I know I'm the type of artist where I grew up on bars, but I also grew up on them hit makers. Like Wayne is a hit maker. Before he got to the lyrical side, Wayne was a hit maker. You know what I'm saying? You got the people like Outkast, hit makers. Andre, he got them bars, but they was hit makers. They knew how to focus on a song, making a good song. So that's what I am.
Yeah, nah, facts though, man. Nah, for real though. Is there any artists in the DMV that you want to collaborate, or would you rather like tap in more out of town and network out of town? What would you rather do?
Collaborating wise, it's been a good minute since I collaborated, but the last person I collaborated, it wasn't even a real official studio jump. No, I'm not. I collaborated with artists way after that, but in the beginning stages, Jazz Swerve, Cop Floss, we was just all in the room, just writing stuff and recording it straight off the computer.
Yeah, welcome home Swerve too.
Yeah, that's family right there.
Yeah, so, that's right. Cause I grew up in the same area. Yeah.
My man home now doing this thing. He just put out a song like Mike. Shout out my man Swerve. But that's before he was really got into the evolution of Jazz Swerve. But I just recently did a song with a female named Shawnee Janae. She's an actor, but she's also a singer. We did a video called Ghost. But who I would want to work with, man, it's a lot of talented artists. You got the Wale's, you got the Rico Nasty, Corday for one, Logic for one. But you also got people out here, that's still out here grinding. OCA Stacks, Young Float, Pinky the Rapper, Payday on the way, man. It's no Savage, hell of a rapper, man. It's plenty of artists I can get out here and create with, man.
Who would you say is your DMV Rushmore? Rushmore.
Oh, that's easy. That's Wale. That's Trail, that's Glizzy, and that's Logic.
Logic, yeah.
Yeah.
You put Logic on that list. I'm glad you brought that too. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause we were just speaking about that. We were just speaking about Logic not being on that Mount, like nobody looks at him as an artist from out here. You know what I'm saying?
And that's the thing. Those the peoples that you got to watch out for in the long run, because it's a lot of conversation about Jay-Z. When Jay-Z came out, a lot of people say he was never the best rapper. But he was always successful to the point where he went platinum here, platinum here, platinum there, platinum there.
I don't disagree. I don't agree with that conversation. Like, it was not a year that... I think he just had a great career in general. You know what I'm saying? It's like, he don't have to have a hot year. As long as he had a consistent number one song or this, that, and the third, you know what I'm saying? Like,
and that's what I was about to say, because you see in the long run where he at, and you actually sit back and do your research, you like... Damn, he went platinum off every album?
Yeah.
Damn, he sold out every show. Damn,
of course he wasn't the number one artist, but he was definitely your top three.
That's exactly
what I'm saying. Like,
that's what I'm saying. Then you look at Logic, where a lot of people ain't really paying attention to him, but the few that is, you like, damn, he getting millions of views every video. Damn, he nominated for a Grammy. Damn, he's getting love from the biggest artists, from the Juicy J's to the Joyner Lucases to the Eminems. And then you sit back and you gotta realize, like, damn, he really did it up. He doing it like no one else did it before, or how we want to do it. So you gotta put him up there.
And he's a real DMV native. He's a real... I don't care if everybody got that bias against Moco. No, he's really from out here. Like, he's from our metropolitan area. You know what I'm saying?
And the thing about it, people want to, specifically put certain areas in the DMV. No, I'm like, do you know how big Maryland is? There's still some areas of Maryland that I've never even heard of or known exist. But, we get a rapper that blow up from there and doing this thing, they're going to be like, oh, yeah, he from Maryland. He like, nah, you got to include him in there. Yeah, because we done all been out Mo County. We probably ain't been out there consistently.
You know what somebody told me? Somebody told me they thought Silver Spring was in PG County. I was like, what? Because we was just arguing about, because everybody was like, Moco file shit. I'm like, what are you talking about? City Place right there. And they said, that's in PG County. I'm like, no, it's not. It's in Montgomery County. It's borders, Northwest DC.
That's what I was about to say. DC, Silver Spring is closer to DC, so it's like, come on now.
We arguing about things that is not, like, you know what I'm saying? I really don't. Yeah, sometimes them arguments be just so much of a headache.
It's pointless, because at the end of the day, all they're doing is just holding us back instead of letting the artists grow who they want to be and sitting back and then champion them on.
Yeah. Nah, I definitely agree. Who you, before we get up out of here, who would you say your music is for?
My music is for... I got a friend, shout out my man Tony Lear. He called me one day. He was like, who specifically do you make your music for? And me, I'm trying to get away from that everybody syndrome, but I look at what I grew up around. You know what I'm saying? Father hustler. Most of my cousins, friends, hustlers, but me personally, I chose to go another route, because I'm like, this music is what I want to do. That's what I want to focus on. So I know about the 9-to-5 worker. You know what I'm saying? I know about the college student. I went to college, Omega School of Recording out Rockville. I ain't finished, but I know about the college student, as well as I got my family who's mainly hustling. So it's like, I see what's going on, so I feel like I can speak from all perspectives, even though I'm not talking about it from a standpoint where I'm doing it. I can speak it from a standpoint where I see how it's affecting that person. I see how it's affecting me and my feelings, because I want more for this person, as well as the 9-to-5 worker, where it's like, damn, man, I'm tired of this job. This job ain't paying me enough. Or I can speak for the 9-to-5 worker, where I'm using that money to use for my dream. You know what I'm saying? So it's like my music is for people in my position. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You might not be in that life, but it's so close to you to where all you got to do is just put one foot in, and the amount of people that you surrounded in, But you also got the other foot right here where you 9 to 5 working, you the college student where you can focus strictly on that. So I've seen both sides. So the people in my position, that's where it's like, I'm not doing that because I already know that's not gonna get me nowhere in the street life. But at the same time, this right here, this 9 to 5, you know what I'm saying, this college life is stopping me from my dreams. So, you know, I'm in the middle. So the people that walk in the middle where they feel like it's more for them, but they experience both sides, that's what my music is for.
I agree. I like that a lot, man. I definitely appreciate that, man. You got any last words of wisdom? You know what I'm saying? Since you've been in this for a minute.
Last words, man. Stay focused, man. If you got a dream, man, put all your energy into it. Wake up to it. You know, you on your lunch break, look at it on your Instagram, look at the stuff on YouTube, research it, man. You know, go to little pop-up events, you know what I'm saying, that's in the field of what you want to do, man, because all it's doing is, if it ain't getting you nowhere, it's inspiring you. You need inspiration, you need hope, man. But outside of them inspiring words, I got an EP album coming, Where I'm At Now. You know, shout out my producers, Phil Tyler. My man Phil Tyler produced a few beats on the Onyx album, 1993. Shout out Gotti, for real, DJ Tree Gotti. You know, I'm gonna big him up. He done work with Fat Trail, Lil Pump, Dirk, Master P. Shout out Tello Beast, local D&B producer, Still Fire. Shout out Raphael RJ2. Raphael RJ2, he's part of a group called Beats How You Want 'Em, and they produce the song Misunderstood on Wayne Carter 3 album. And so to have a track produced by him on my song, I'm Coming, you know, it's a blessing, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't like to compare myself to Nas, but I feel like the situation I'm in, it's like, I got all these great producers that have done work where it's like, you wouldn't even expect to work with them, but I got them on my album somehow. Because, you know, like Nas, he had Q-Tip, he had DJ Premier, he had Pete Rock, he had all these people that was way ahead of his time, but, you know, he had all of them on his first album, Illmatic. So it's a blessing, man. It's a blessing. Yeah, so be on the lookout at November 24th.
Yeah, would you say Nas is one of your influences?
Of course, Nas is in my top 10.
Yeah, top 10. Yeah, would you give me like a top 5, like artists in general?
Top 5: Wayne, M, Pop, Jay, Scarface. I mean, I gotta keep it going. You know, Nas, Luda, T.I., J. Cole, and Game. That 10th spot, you know, it dibbles and dabbles because, you know, you got Jeezy out there, you got Game out there.
Why nobody get Cameron enough credit, man?
Now I'm
because everybody be like, oh, I get computers Putin, but I'm like, come on.
See me, I'm one of the people, I love that stuff, but I'm gonna be honest. The people I named, I got more in tune to their albums. Like it's a few Cameron albums I'm really into, but I was more to a few of his solo, but then far as the Dipset group as a whole. I got to love Cameron as a whole with Jim, with Jewels, with Zeke, with J.R. Ryder and all them. Hell, so that's how I look more Cameron. You know, I got a few of his solo stuff I love, but that group as a whole, I'm like, man, that's untouchable right now.
I know. I think Dipset as a whole was untouchable though. But I think people don't give credit to Cam as a lyricist. I think people giving him his credit now because you know his podcast, his show, and his freestyles. People be like, damn, Cam can spit. I'm like, Cam can spit. Him and Mace. Mace was a spitter before he became a hit maker. You know what I'm saying? So people,
and I'm trying to tell you, a lot of people not really hip. You know, you a spitter. Mace was on DMX's first album. Yeah. And it ain't too many rappers on that first album. Only people on there is Mace, The Lox, and
I think that was Rip. Yeah, I think that's maybe Jay, you know what I'm saying? I don't know.
No, Jay wasn't on his first album. Yeah, that first album was Dark and Hell is Hot, was strictly limited to a few amount of people, and Mace made that cut. Mace is one of the top lyricists out there, if y'all don't know.
Yeah, nah, definitely. I got one last question though before we go though, and this was a debate on the internet. They was like, growing up is realizing that Ja Rule was a better rapper than 50 Cent. You want to have no comment on that since you?
I'm gonna speak on it. You know, I'm gonna give my man.
Because I always said this. I was like, Ja Rule is a better rapper than 50 Cent. But I think what 50 Cent was, he marketed his authentic. You know, how authentic it was. I'm not saying that Ja Rule wasn't in it. I'm not saying Ja Rule wasn't in the streets or he's not from the streets, but like people don't really know.
I hate when people say that because
people don't know that
he wasn't there.
Yeah, people don't know if he's really from the streets or not. Whereas 50 Cent was a a well-known drug dealer from the streets got shot, who really got shot. Yeah. People kind of know his life story, and he marketed his life story to the point where people kind of know his life. Right. You know what I'm saying? Whereas nobody really knows if Ja Rule's in the streets or Ja Rule's from the streets. You know, we just going by what he says. You know what I'm saying? Right. So how you feel about that?
First, I'm gonna give my man Rule a shout out because you know I'm connected to Chris Gotti. Chris Gotti and Ja Rule and Irv. You know that's all. They all family, so I'm gonna give my man Rule a shout out. You know he connected to someone I'm connected to, so shout out him. But far as 50, I'm a fan of 50 music. Like far as that first album is untouchable. That's arguably top 5 best albums of all time. But people not hip to Ja Rule's very first album, Veni Vidi Vici. That first album, he was spitting. That first album he didn't have that. He didn't have that style, that sing along style where he learned how to cater to the women. That first album was gritty. It was hard. It was spitting. It was lyricists on there. Rule's a spitter, but at the end of the day, I'm gonna give 50 his credit. 50 was in his early stages. To me, 50 was a hell of a spitter. He was a hell of a lyricist. Like in his early stages, before Get Rich or Die Trying and Get Rich or Die Trying, that's when I feel like he was at the top of the top with his lyricism. His song How to Rob. Ain't too many people know how to make a song like that. You know what I'm saying? But I would say if I'm gonna be honest, I would say.
You would say Ja is the better lyricist?
Yeah, I would say Ja's a little bit better.
I always thought that, but it was just like
this. But at the end, it's like this. But I'm like Rule.
Because when I was young, I used to have these arguments. I'm like, Ja Rule is a better rapper than 50. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying. But he's like, but Ja Rule's so corny. Nobody likes Ja Rule. I'm like, but
they say that now because they ride.
Now, I would say this was the common next. I'm like, but I'm saying. Now that we're older, even back in the days when I'm in my 20s talking about it, I'm like, bro, we have to really be honest. Ja Rule was a better rapper than 50 Cent. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to really be in an argument. Bias of who won the rap beef and all that stuff, we got to be honest. Ja Rule was better rapper than 50 Cent. Who did I listen to more? 50 Cent. That's off the break. I had the bootleg version, and then the bootleg version was so good when that joint started to, like crack and stuff. I went to go buy the real. I went to go buy the real album, like. You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't playing no game, bro. But you have to give credit where credit due. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. And he was a better songwriter. Even when he started catering to the ladies and stuff, like, you know what I'm saying? He was really telling stories and stuff like that.
And that's the same thing. Fast forward in the future, that's the same conversation people gonna have with Drake and Kendrick as where me personally, I feel like Drake is the better rapper because Drake, he can spit if he really want to get on your ass. He can spit if he wants to, but at the end of the day, Kendrick caters to specifically straight. He's on the line of like a Andre 3000. You really got to sit there and like dissect what he's saying. It's straight hip hop, but you got to dissect what he's saying. But where
he's that middle balance though, like we were just talking about. Like he's a hit maker that can really spit.
Exactly, exactly.
I definitely get it. But
shout out my man Rule. Shout out 50, man.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I definitely appreciate this interview, though, man. Where they can follow you at, man? Where they can
follow me? Skitta is the name. Follow me on IG. SKITTA _ SKAT. That's the same way with any other platform. Skitta SKITTA SKAT. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Definitely lost that.
Shout out DMV Hoodz and News, man. One of the biggest platforms out there, man. Y'all can hate all y'all want to. I see the comments. I be tapped in. I be seeing each video. Y'all can hate all y'all want to, man. It's one of the biggest platforms. You got to tap in with them.
Definitely, man. I definitely appreciate the interview, man. Definitely shout out Studio Plays, man. It's your boy DMV Hoodz and News, and we gone.
We here at my EP listening party where I'm at now, coming out November 24th, man. So, been working on this for a little bit over a year now, so I'm just, excited to finally produce, get this body of work out to, to the exclusive amount of people that's coming here, got a good amount of features, I got AZ, Twister, Shawnee Janae on there, producers Phil Tyler, my man out Germany, DJ Tree Gotti for real. If y'all don't know who Gotti for real is, produced for Lord Durk, produced for Lord Pump, Fat Trail, did a whole project with Master P. I was blessed to have him on there. I also got Tello Beats, DMV producer in here. Also Wishmaster and Anno Domini Beats. So I'm just excited, man. I'm excited, man. Also, shout out Angle 45 Media, man. You see this, man? You already know it's looking clear, man.
Amen.
Yeah. We gonna see y'all inside, man. Yeah.
First, I want to thank all y'all for coming out. I truly appreciate every single last one of y'all, man. I truly do. This is my first ever event that I've ever thought of, put together, and then made it happen. So I appreciate each and every one of y'all for coming through for me. But we're going to get into this EP called Where I'm At Now. And the reason I call it Where I'm At Now is because, you know, a lot of us, we just go through life without actually knowing exactly where we at. So I call this project Where I'm At Now because I actually took the time out to stop what I'm doing in life and recognize where I'm at, what I'm doing, how I'm feeling, what I'm thinking, you know. So I just want to share my experiences, my pain, my thoughts, my feeling, my happiness with y'all. And that's what we about to get into. This first track is called Texas Roads. A lot of these artists in here, some of the first time I met them was in Texas, but they actually from here. That's crazy, they from here, but I met them in Texas. So, Yellow Boy, Chris the Artist, Von Dre, OCA. Yeah, y'all gonna hear what it is. This is my experiences down in Texas. Let's get it.
Let's go, Skitta.
I remember back in the 90s.
Yeah, that was my intro right there, Texas Roads, and I was just basically explaining my time in Texas right there. Yes, Von Dre, you was there, Yellow Boy was there, Chris the Artist was there, OCA Stacks was there, man, the DMV was down in Texas heavy this year. This second song right here, Tell Me, y'all already know what this is, Tell Me. This was produced by Gotti, for real, DJ Tree Gotti. So, meet this for you.
Gotti for real. Tell me.
Now this next song we about to get into. How many of y'all Jay-Z Reasonable Doubt fans? Okay, that's what I'm talking about. So I always wanted the opportunity to recreate a song like that. And I recently met a producer from Germany who produced something quite similar to that. And the feature I got on here is AZ. Okay. And how I got that feature is a lot of people want to hear. I put out a video saying he's doing features for a smaller period of time. Me being an AZ fan, I hurried up and tapped in with him, tapped in with the producer. Producer sent the contract, his splits, how much he get. So that's where I knew it was real. So for me, this is an honor right here to have AZ, because y'all know he was in the video, the original Jay-Z video. So to actually have one of the people sitting at that table doing the video is a pleasure of mine. So let's get into it.
Presidents to represent me. I'm out for president. Represent me. I'm out for president to represent me. The president to represent me. The president to represent me.
What's up, man? You know, Skitta Skatt back here once again. Hey, for y'all who recently seen my Smack Life TV interview, this is the man I was talking about who taught me how to write, who used to write my raps from till I was 10 to about 16. When I got 16, I was like, I'm not doing it for you no more. You step your game. This is my big brother V-Nail right here. It's right. G-Writers.
That's right, G-Writers. We coming 2025. Keep a lookout for us. I go by the name of V the Writer. Make sure y'all check us out when y'all see us. You already know about Skitta Skatt. You know he on fire. That's the president. Hey, I'm vice president. This is nice tonight.
No. He trying to be humble. This ain't the vice president. It's the man who started it. You know, I wasn't even rapping. He was rapping before I was rapping. He the one who got me in the game. So this is the founder right here. I just moved up to the president era.
G-Writers coming. Make sure y'all look out for the both of us. V.
This next song we about to get into, this song is called Rain, another track produced by Gotti, for real, DJ Tree Gotti. And the crazy backstory about this song, I recorded this song in 2021, but I never had it finished. It was just never finished. I figured I needed a singer. This young lady by the name of Shani Janae, I asked her to come to the studio that day in 2021 to record a whole nother song. So she was there when I recorded this song, but a few years later, I figured she was there when I recorded it. She was there singing a whole different song. So therefore, I'm gonna ask her. And in the studio, we just kept trying. And she was like, I don't think I can get it. I'm gonna have somebody else. And I was like, nah. I asked you. We gonna get this done right here, right now. And it came out perfect. So this song is called Rain. This song is for the ladies. I know I performed a whole lot of hip hop and hard tracks, but this right here, this is for the ladies in the house. All the ladies in here make some noise. So let's get it.
Hey look, I can't stand the rain with no jacket or coat, no umbrella in this weather.
I got more to give, baby. I got more to give, baby. Rain on me. Don't you take this rain from me. Thank you, Skitta.
Y'all give it up for Shawnee J once again. This song right here was produced by Wishmaster Beats and Anno Domini, and it's another feature by the name of Twist on here. I tapped in with him. He was doing features, tapped in with him. We created this masterpiece right here, so let's get it. This song right here is called X-Files.
Once again, the Where I'm At Now EP listening party, man. It's a beautiful experience, man. I just want to thank each and every last one of y'all performers, supporters, food vendor, the place, the establishment itself, Angle 45 Media. I just want to thank everybody, man. It was a beautiful experience, man. I've been recording this music for over a year now, over a year, and to actually see it, to actually come into fruition, man, it's beautiful, man. You know, Where I'm At Now EP dropping November 24th. Got Phil Tyler out there. If y'all don't know who Phil Tyler is, follow him. He produced 3 tracks on Onyx album 1993. I got Gotti for real, aka DJ Tree Gotti. If y'all don't know who that is, my man then produced tracks for Fat Trail, Lord Dirt, Lord Pump, Master P. Also got Wishmaster and Anno Domini Beats. You know, they done work with Tech 9 and a few other artists, and I got my man Tello Beats. You know, just trying to do this right, man. Trying to do this right, trying to do this professional. I'm actually trying to take it somewhere, you know, create a different sound, you know what I'm saying? Shout out the home team, Adventures Music, Chris Gotti, Dex Diamond, man. Shout out Ape in the Flesh, man. Shout out everybody. Shout out my man Young Chris the Artist. My man Young Chris the Artist still here, man.
Hey man, say man, we outside, man.
Hey. And when you hear that first track, Texas Roads, you gonna hear shout out Chris the Artist, introduce Gorilla Zoe. I say these names cause I'm grinding. I gotta let these niggas know we was in South by Southwest together. So everything I'm saying is straight facts. It's for real, man. And it's good music, man. It's great music. So tune in. We tuning out. Great listening party. Once again, you tune into another Angle 45 Media visual, and we out.